Squad, come on into the room. So we're going to discuss the deleted scene from this past week's reunion part 2 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So we were supposed to get this explosive scene during the reunion where Destiny accused Melody and basically Martell as well of grooming her to have a threesome. I don't know what happened. It seemed like maybe some lawyers or something got involved because they deleted the scene, they deleted the synopsis and everything, but people were still able to find the synopsis and find the clip online. So I'm not going to show the clip, but I am going to play the audio so you can hear what Destiny accused Melody and Martell of, and then I will be back with my thoughts and opinion.
I didn't think through the fact that she had some healing to do to be able to, open up and give. But whatever that time frame was allotted to her has been definitely better. Definitely.
So you and Martell are very close. When you were not doing the show, did you and Martell maintain the friendship even off season?
I maintained the friendship with everybody during off season.
People assume that you and Martell are more than friends. Mm-hmm. And you made a comment on this show that you could have been involved in a threesome between Martell, Melody, and you. Mm-hmm. Did Martell and Melody proposition you for a threesome?
I wouldn't say it was a proposition. It was just a lot of conversations about certain things and acts that have happened. And yeah.
Is that true, Melody?
I don't know.
I can't recall none of that.
Why are you smiling from ear to ear?
I'm a smiler.
Oh, I see.
Can you get her to elaborate? Because I don't know.
You don't remember the conversation?
Destiny, Melody would like you to elaborate because she has no idea what you're talking about.
One of the conversations I will address is...
There's been more than one?
Yes.
Oh.
But there would have been more openness to a threesome had Martell stopped cheating with.
That's a lie straight from hell. That's a lie. No.
Did you on your back porch? That conversation was had at your house.
A threesome between the three of y'all or between?
That she was open to threesomes with Martell had he stopped cheating with.
Not with you though.
No. That was a conversation, but I felt like, why do we keep talking about this? Y'all talked about how y'all were in a hotel room and y'all started having sex and your was in the bed next to you.
Who talked about that? I'm sorry. Who had a conversation about something like that?
Y'all had a conversation with me about that.
I ain't had no conversation with you about that.
Of course
at
you
all.
haven't.
No, I have not.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I have not.
Okay.
No.
Martell, is that true?
Whatever Destiny said. No, honestly, no.
So did it happen? Did y'all start having sex in the room with her in the bed?
Honestly?
And she woke up and said, I know y'all not.
Okay, I be forgetting, so I believe you though, Destiny.
I don't remember nothing like that happening at all.
Okay, but the thing is this.
And I'm actually taken aback.
So the thing is this, Destiny, when you made that comment on camera, and I want to make sure that if y'all all disagree, then let me know. But it appeared that these two requested a threesome with you specifically.
There were conversations, there were situations where it is grooming. For you to have those type of open conversations with people consistently, it's grooming. You asking me to spend a night at your house multiple times. Nell, you've been witness to that. You can stay over. Like,
well, I told you need to get your ass up and go home. That was many nights. Me, you, Mel, Chris was up talking outside, having a good time.
And who didn't want to go?
You didn't want to go.
And you said get your ass up and go home. And you have spent the night at my house. Like, so what?
I was nervous.
You were nervous. Well, why the hell was
you were nervous?
Don't get up here and act like I've ever tried to touch you. I've ever came on to you. I've never done that. I'm nervous about what?
Did I say that?
But you said you were nervous.
Act like you weren't going around trying to have threesomes with your husband.
Girl, you are lying.
You weren't open to it.
I've never.
All right, well, let's run.
You know what?
Did you not get on your knees and slop on the hook in the cook in the back of the limo on your 10-year anniversary in front of all these people? Did it happen? Did it happen?
Like, don't get up here and act like I've ever tried to touch touch you. I've ever came
I
on
never
to you.
said
I've never
that.
done
Y'all the
that.
same
I'm
day?
so nervous
Y'all the
about
same day?
what?
Did I say that?
But you said
Don't
you were
sit here and
nervous.
act like you weren't going around trying to have threesomes with your husband.
Girl, you are
weren't open to it.
lying. Girl, you
You
are
weren't open to it.
I've never.
All right, well, let's run
you know
it.
what? He
Did you
likes
not get on your knees and slob on a hook and a crook in the back of the limo on your 10-year anniversary in front of all of these people?
Let me tell you
Did it
something.
happen?
What does that have to do with
Did it
the
happen?
What does that have to do with
Did it happen?
propositioning?
And you want to act like these women,
threesome
everybody jumps to me, they don't respect
What does
you.
that have to do
They
with
should have never seen that.
propositioning a threesome, Destiny?
You were grooming. I
have
did.
been grooming.
There's no reason for
Okay,
you to
let
be
me say this. Be very
married men and witness.
Well, let me tell you, be very careful about saying things that are inaccurate.
Was
Because
that
you're
inaccurate?
saying, let me say,
Did
you're
you get on
saying
your
that I
knees?
was walking around grooming
Did
somebody.
you get on your knees?
I have to answer for you.
What
You
did I
weren't there.
ask?
You weren't there, but I'm gonna.
But it happened. I'm not gonna get on my knees and slob on somebody's in front of people unless I want them to join in. That is what that is. That's grooming.
Did
Keisha,
you?
did you ever feel like I was grooming you and Marcel to have a threesome with me and Martell?
Talk about the inappropriate text that
I
you
said
sent to
did-
Marcel.
What inappropriate text? Yeah, talk about it. What inappropriate text did I send to Marcel?
Tisha?
Okay, so I feel like at the time when Destiny speaks on the limousine situation, the whole situation, the limousine was Martell's idea. It was Martell's suggestion. He suggested that. And Mel was like, okay. And he got upset. He was like, y'all not gonna do it? We was like, hell no, we ain't doing that. But it was Martell.
So the
Can I
thing,
ask about the inappropriate text?
And how did you hear about that? Because it was 6 people in the limo.
Oh, I told her when I was pissed off with Martell. When he made the statement at that adult game, that's when I was like, no, don't play me like that, dude. Like, stop it. But the inappropriate text message that I found out about later, Marcel text Mel, and I think he was like, I'm rooting for you guys, or I want y'all to win, or something like that. And Mel was like, you mean me and Martell, or just me? And I just felt like that right there was not a good response to a married man.
do you remember that melody?
I don't remember that text, but hearing her say it, you know, she's allowed to feel however she felt about it. I can say at times Marcel would text positive stuff. Maurice, I'm gonna keep it a buck. When everything went down, all of us were super close. So Maurice used to counsel me a lot. I know he used to talk to Martell a lot. Marcel used to try to talk. Everybody was trying to fix it. If he texted me and said, man, I'm rooting for y'all, man. If I said me and Martell are just me, I probably wasn't fooling with Martell. Like, don't be rooting for me and Martell. Don't root for us. If you're gonna root for me solo. But if she felt that that was inappropriate for her, that's how she felt. What I can tell you is none of these folks up here on this stage, except the one I was once married to, have I ever came on to. Have I ever been appropriate? Fletcher and Nell are here. They've been around as well. Ask them. I don't try to sit around and do inappropriate. I'm not even finna entertain it, to be honest. It's weird. And they haven't come on to me either. Nobody. So it's just, I don't know. It's weird.
We did stuff like that. I wouldn't tell her to get her ass up and go home. We don't.
And the thing is, I trust my husband with my friends. Like, they go through things. He gives them advice. It is what it is. They're like my sisters. So I've never thought anything about Marcel and Mel talking on the phone when her and Martell was going through the situation, or even before then, because Mel and Marcel used to get business advice from one another.
When I started public speaking,
she used to get advice from Marcel. Marcel would go to her meeting, give her tips.
Yeah.
So I never thought of anything.
Obviously, it's no secret, right, that you Original Six have a sort of legacy, a history of friendships. And me being present now, just doing this show for the past 7 years, I even don't think there was ever any lines being crossed when it comes to y'all as couples.
Nope.
I think the beauty of y'all even today that I do see is there is this very, sometimes dysfunctional, but there is this level of respect that you guys have just based on the history. And I don't believe for 1 second that any of you guys wanted each other. I don't think that.
No.
And the reason why we're bringing this up is because, again, I wanted you to be able to clear it based on the comment that was made, because it was thrown out there in the air, and I wanted to be able to address it.
All right, T Squad. So let's first address Destiny saying that she could have had a number 3-some with Melody and Martell if she wanted to. And she says this is because the topic of a 3-way came up numerous times in conversation around her. And Melody was sitting there on stage looking at her like, what are you talking about? Like, what in the hell are you smoking? First of all, I honestly, truly believe that if Melody did want to have a threesome with another woman, it would not be Destiny Teletubby looking ass. Girl, if you don't get out of here, you think way too highly of yourself with them saddlebag titties of yours. You and that left titty that was shorty swing my way. The whole reunion, all I could focus on was that sack of potato ass titty of yours, okay? That was not adjusted right in that dang on dress. Titties up there looking like fallopian tubes. If you, girl, I've been really, really nice this whole reunion, but this went to a level of disgustingness that I cannot even comprehend or stomach. Mel, like I said, denied it. And then Destiny says that there would have been more openness about having a three-way had Martell stopped cheating with Ariane. Of course, they bleeded Ariane's name out. And Martell says verbatim, not with you though. And she says, no. So you just told on yourself that the topic of having a three-way with somebody else was not pointed towards you. So once again, I'm confused as to what makes you think that they wanted to have you enter the bedroom with them when you just said that, no, that wasn't pointed towards me. And so then Destiny says, but I said, why do we keep talking about this? Okay, if you felt that way, why didn't you say that to them? Hey, you guys, I don't really feel comfortable having conversations about sexual activities like that. It's kind of making me uncomfortable. But you a bold-faced ass lie and a shit starter, because you was the same person the season when Mel stopped fooling with you. Your whole storyline that season was, Mel, I want you to lean on me. I want you to depend on me. I want to be there for you and the kids. I want to help you out. I'll babysit the kids. I want to help you. Let me be there for you, Mel. I know if somebody I felt was trying to quote unquote groom me and make me feel comfortable, ain't no way in hell I'll be volunteering my services to be their village and to help them out with their children. And like she told you then, I don't need the help. I have my family. I don't need that from you, Destiny. And you got an attitude about that. You didn't like that she didn't depend on you. And you made that season all about you. And that's when she started to fall back off of your ass. So then she brings up this story about how Mel and Martell were having schmecks in a hotel room and somebody else was in the room with them, and I guess woke up and was like, I know y'all not. I don't know who she was talking about or whatever, but we're not going to sit up here and act like people ain't had instances where they sneaking and having sex and somebody else is in the room. I've had it happen to me when I was a teenager. I've known friends of mine that have done that, snuck and, got them some in real quick in the middle of the night while other people in the room sleep. We're not going to sit up here and act like that has not happened before. That don't mean that they wanted that other person to quote unquote join in. We're not going to act like on reality shows we don't see couples that are sleeping in the same room with other cast members sneak and have sex in the middle of the night very quietly. We see it all the time on The Challenge, on shows like Love Island and all of those types of shows. So we're not going to sit up here and act like that's so taboo, like we're not grown folks, okay? Then she keeps on saying that they were trying to groom her. And what's so funny to me is that Melody was the only one that took offense to it. Martell, dumbass, just sitting there laughing and grinning like she's not accusing you of something heinous. I bet you he don't even know what type of grooming she was talking about. I think he probably think that she was talking about grooming a person as far as their hygiene and their appearance. Like, he's so dumb. But let me read to you guys the two definitions that I found on grooming so we can be clear. The first one I found: schmexual grooming is the action or behavior used to establish an emotional connection with a vulnerable person, generally a minor under the age of consent, and sometimes the victim's family, to lower their inhibitions with the objective of schmexual abuse. It can occur in various settings, including online, in person, and through other means of communication. Children who are groomed may experience mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress, and suicidal thoughts. Okay, so that's the first definition of grooming, where somebody that is an older person or a trusted family member, friend, or whatever will groom a child into a predatorial relationship. Now, here's the other definition of grooming that I found. Grooming is a form of abuse that involves manipulating someone until they're isolated, dependent, and more vulnerable to exploitation. Whilst grooming is not listed as one of the 10 types of harm listed in the CARE Act, many of the listed types of harm can happen as a result of grooming. And a schmoozer picks their target, build up trust, and the actual schmooze, which is usually schmexual or financial, doesn't come up until much later. It often starts with friendship. The groomer will look for ways to gain their target's trust, often with gifts or promises. Eventually, they'll start to ask for something in return, and this eventually leads to a schmooze. Grooming can happen in person or it can happen online. Online grooming might be referred to as catfishing, where the groomer pretends to be someone they're not in order to gain trust. Grooming can also result in radicalization, in which case the groomer is simply working to win someone over to their cause. You can find out more through the PREVENT strategy. Okay, so this is basically the definition of adult grooming. So I want to point out some key references. A schmoozer picks their target, build up trust, and the actual schmooze, which is usually schmexual or financial. And it says that a schmoozer will target their person's trust, often with gifts or promises. Now, let's be clear when it comes to Melody and Destiny, right? Where in their friendship that we know of publicly did Melody try to isolate her, build up her trust, offer her gifts or promises that we, the public, know of? What we saw was a short-lived friendship where one person was very, very toxic and dependent on the other. And when the other person denied their advances of a stronger connection and backed away from that person then went on a rampage trying to discredit this person, embarrass this person, did all of these heinous things, name calling, all of this stuff, right? Melody couldn't get away from her fast enough. So, I'm trying to figure out, where did she groom you, ma'am? Because if that was the case, she would have kept you real close and real near. We all know Melody is a very smart, very educated, very calculated person. So if in fact she had been quote unquote grooming Destiny, don't you think she would have kept that friendship real close and intact? Because she knew that this person would have had this hanging over her head? Come on now, let's be smart. Destiny used that platform as a way of sticking the nail in the coffin when it comes to Mel and embarrass her to the utmost extent. because all of her attempts at friendship have failed since they fell out. And so she said, okay, my ex was brought onto this show. And remember, she lied and said that Melody was in on the girl coming onto the show when Carlos vehemently denied it and said that no, Kingdom Reign is who brought her onto the show. But in Destiny's delusional mind said, you brought my ex and his new woman onto the show, so I'm going to fix you. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to out you in the most nasty way that a person can out somebody, because we all know that Melody is a woman about moral values. She is a person that is heavily guarded with the way that she is presented to the public. She is very cautious of her image and the way she is put out there and received by the public. So what way could Destiny embarrass Melody? By putting out these ridiculous claims of threesomes and grooming. And then when that didn't work, when those things were proven false, she went to actual tea that she had on Melody. And this was spiting Tisha in the process, because Tisha told her this information in private as a way to prove that she wasn't the only one to have a sexual encounter in front of others. Because remember, Tisha said on stage, I told her this because I was mad at Martell, because when we played that game, he tried to play in my face. What did Martell accuse Tisha of in front of everybody? Of having a sexual encounter with one of his friends while they were in college in front of other men, including him. And of course she did deny. She said, yeah, that happened when I was in college. Okay. And so of course she was embarrassed by that. Of course she was upset. So when her and Destiny talked about it afterwards, this is how the conversation went. I can't believe he gonna sit up there and try to out me when Melody, his own wife, gave him fellatio in the back of the limo when we all went out for their 10-year anniversary. But then he want to try to play me like his own wife ain't do nothing like that. That's how that conversation went. And then Destiny took that information and decided to reveal it to everybody on that stage and to the world to embarrass Melody. Tisha wasn't expecting for that to come out. She was not expecting for Destiny to go there and take something that she told her in private and reveal that on that stage. She did not expect that at all. Melody did not expect that. You can see by the look on her face, if you get to see the video, that she was shocked that she even knew that she was embarrassed, but trying to keep it together the best way that she could. She didn't deny it at all. And I'm glad that she didn't. They grown. Okay, she gave her husband fellatio in front of they friends. That's they business. They are grown AF. If that's what she chose to do on her 10-year anniversary, if that's the way she chose to celebrate with her husband, that is their business and nobody else's. They didn't harm nobody. Obviously, the other people didn't have an issue with the fact that she did that. So what was the point? The point was to humiliate her. And then did you peep how Melody was like, what does that have to do with propositioning you? She said, because you were grooming. You were grooming again. Girl, once again, if she was trying to groom somebody in a predatory way, once again, you would think that she would try to keep these friendships intact with these people. And that is simply not the case. And did you all peep who was real quiet on that stage until she said, and this was Kimmy, how did you know about that? Because it was only 6 people in that car. And Tisha said, well, I told her because, Martell tried to play me when we played that game. Because it sure wasn't said on that stage that Kimmy and Maurice didn't participate. Marceau and Tisha made it very clear that they didn't participate. But Kimmy and Maurice were sitting over there on mute. Why would Kimmy ask who told you that? If she didn't tell her that, and if Melody didn't tell her that, then it's obvious who told her. But she wanted verification because now she looking at Tisha like, why the fuck would you tell somebody that? So now probably Kimmy wondering, allegedly, well, hell, did you tell her what me and Maurice did? Because they sure didn't say we ain't do nothing. They was real quiet. Real quiet. And if they did, so what? But it's about people opening their mouth and talking too much. So like I've been saying this whole time, I can't wait for next season. Because, oh, baby, the tides are about to change and these heifers are about to be going for each other's necks and throats, okay? Stuff is about to be revealed on all of these heifers. They all gonna turn on each other. And let me just say, Destiny, old scoop ball head ass, you are a foul, disgusting human being. You are a gutter snipe ass bitch. You old bubble-eyed hoe. You wonder why you ain't getting blessed. You wonder why you stay in the press for negativity. You wonder why your ass in and out of jail, forging checks, lying on people in the poorhouse, ain't got a place to stay. We ain't never seen your house on that show. Why is that? We have never seen where the hell you live. Why is that? We ain't seen where you live since you got kicked out of that house that was LaBricks. Why we don't know where you stay? You keep on trying to make Madani fetch. Madani is dead, goddammit. Let it go. Ain't nobody supporting your business. Ain't nobody gonna support an unscrupulous ass human being like you. Nobody. So that money you paying for that storage closet, you need to put it up. You really do. And then you wonder why Moses left your ass and then married another bitch. Ain't nobody trying to marry you, Otis. Don't nobody want to scam her for a wife. Why you think Nell was tooting up her face at your ass? Because you can't be trusted. And hitching your wagon onto Martell is the stupidest thing that you could ever do. Ever do. Because he only cares about one person and one person only, and that is himself. He will throw you under the bus in a hot second. I hope it was really all worth it. I really do. I really hope it was worth it. Because if Melody chose to take you to court for defamation of character, especially with the grooming conversation, you're gonna lose. Because first of all, you probably don't even have the money to pay a lawyer. At this point, your ass need a public defender. At this point, your ass need to be on Love After Lockup. And if I was Melody, I would take it all the way because I got time and money and patience, okay? Since you want to play with folks. And if you were so nervous, let me address this part where she said, when Melody was like, you spent the night over my house plenty of times. And she said, and I was nervous. You was nervous, but you the same person that's been begging for her friendship for the last 3 years? I love you, Melody. You know I would never do anything like that with Martell. I just want you to see how I feel and acknowledge how I feel. You are the same big head bitch that when y'all was on that vacation, clamored to sit next to her at dinner. I think you in my seat. I'm sitting there. Couldn't wait to sit next to her. But you were scared to sleep over at her home. You're not only a liar, you're bad in business, you bad built, you shaped like a cylinder. Like, I don't understand the delusions of grandeur that go through this chick head to think that Melody would want to have a threesome with you. With you? She would have been better off having a threesome with Nell and Chris. Woo, Jesus. Girl, she would have probably had a threesome with Ariane before she had a threesome with you. I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm disgusted. I really, truly am disgusted. And I'm glad that Melody has left this ratchet ghetto ass show behind. Like I said, hopefully in her contract, she not only negotiated a cast member contract, but a producer contract so she can get paid for both. So even without her being on the show, hopefully she still got a check coming for it. But the hell with all of them. The hell with all of them. All right. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all think about all of this. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.